Hello everyone. Today I would like to give you a few interview tips where you can get prepared before any kind of IT interviews that you are planning to go. Tip number 1, punctuality. It is very important to be in time for the interview. I would recommend, if it is an one-to-one face-to-face interview, you have to be in the location at least before 10 minutes and say hi to the reception. Sometimes the interviewer may get feedback from the reception of the first entrance, and the other thing is, like, if it is an online interview, get prepared the IT stuffs for your online interview. Ensure your background of the video call is very impressive and pleasant. It will give the interviewer about you the first impression. First impression definitely matters to increase the chances of selection. The most of the time you will get the online interviews via MS Teams or Zoom. Therefore, get ready with your IT devices and the network setup at least before 5 minutes of the online interview. Tip number 2, dress smart and very impressive way. Every time ensure your first impression to the interviewer or employer is giving a message to him that you are very interested to the relevant position, as well as you are in a high standard. Tip number 3, know about the company profile very well before attending the interview. What kind of the functions they do have, what kind of operations they do have, how many countries they are working for, how many employees they do have. You can have a research via Google or YouTube about the company. That will give you a possibility of increasing the chances of getting selected for an interview. Tip number 4, be confident on your answers to the IT questions. IT is a wide area. Interviewer may question you in different areas. Even they may question within the infrastructure side, they may question within the software side, they may question within the database side, they may question within the networking side. However, the best practice that you have to follow, you need to go through the job description at the initial stage very well. I'm sure that you have applied for the relevant position after going through the job description very carefully, and you do have the confidence of matching the requirement with your skills at least with the 70%. But again, maybe during the interview time you may be nervous. During the nervous time you may miss certain kind of points to answer while interviewer asking you the questions. In order to avoid those kind of circumstances, what I'm suggesting is, before the interview, get prepared with the description and again refresh your knowledge which you do have at the moment, right? Then when you go to the interview, you can answer the questions from the interviewer very confidently, clear and concise manner within a short time of period. Interviewer does not have much time to question you, and he does not have much time to wait for your answers. He or she may have sometimes may have 15-minute slot or half an hour slot or 1 hour slot to interview you. Maybe there are multiple candidates may wait outside. So in order to increase the chances of getting selected, this should maintain a very important practice before attending to any IT interviews. If you do not know the answers for any specific question raising by the interviewer, do not get panic and do not go around the fence. That means you should not answer in different answers. If you are not very confident of the answers, your answer should be very short and sweet. You can tell I'm still learning in that area. So if I get the opportunity with the organization, I will learn and I will prove in the production environment. Simple answer that may give a good impression about your honesty during the interview. Tip number 5. Every time when you have the conversation with the interviewer, do not show that you are nervous, and be relaxed. Just consider that one is a normal meeting in between an employer and the candidate, and do not be too much formal as well as too much casual also. Get relaxed and just think this is just a normal discussion with a friend, and give the quick answers with very confident and a professional way. It will definitely give you an increment of the chance for the selection of the interview, and answer to the questions and have that discussion with a very smiley face. That will give the interviewer an impression of the interest of working with his company. And always be positive in your answers to the questions. That is tip number 6. Well, I did share all this based on my experience of conducting more than 3,000 interviews during my 17 years of IT career experience. And I have conducted these interviews across the globe, and I have faced multiple interviews to come up to this position also. Based on this collaborative experience, I did share these kind of tips. All the best in your interview as well as in your endeavors.